Hey guys, welcome back to Aptkode. This is the 8th episode of the unit testing series. In the last episode of the unit test series, we have covered the mocking with Mockito, and it's been a while we have done an episode on this series. And today I'm going to show you how to use Hamcrest matcher framework to write a readable unit test in your right. So we are going to integrate the Hamcrest with Junit5 and write some readable declarative unit tests, and let's get started. So here in I'm IntelliJ, where we left off with the last episode, and today I'm going to do some modifications to the POM. First of all, I'm going to use Junit bomb. Junit bomb, I think you have some understanding about what is a bomb. Bomb simply means that bill of materials. So it is just a POM that you can get in your POM file and refer to the particular version artifacts in a particular version, right? So let's get started. I'm going to add a dependency management section here, right? So now we need to import at least the dependency of the JUnit bomb. So to do that, I'm going to use the Maven dependency searcher plugin, and I'm going to write JUnit bomb, right? And let's search. Okay, so for JUnit bomb we have the 5.7.0 dependency. Let's copy this and paste it here, right? So and we need to paste it inside the dependency stack, right? So type of this bomb is the POM, right? Scope scope should be the import, right? And now we have the dependency management section, so we can actually omit this version stack. So then as you can see, it will refer to the bomb files version, right? That's how you can use a bomb. Now we need to have to add the Hamcast dependencies. So let's search for Hamcast. So if I go to the Hamcast website, it says this kind of thing, right? Matches that can be combined to create flexible expressions of intent, right? So this is the Java home, right? Actually, we have several other libraries to different languages. So in getting started, we have, you can follow this along. So let's get Hamcrest into our dependency. One thing to mention that earlier from the Hamcast 2 there were several libraries. Now in Hamcast 2 there's only one library to include, right? So let's copy this one and add as a dependency into our POM, right? Okay, so these are in the compile section. Okay, after the Mockito JUnit Jupyter, let's add this one. Right. Also, let's update this dependency if we have a newer version, right? We have a latest version of 3.6.0, right? So let's update that one also. Okay, guys. So now we are good to go actually, right? Okay, guys. I have created a person class in this model package now, right? So I'm going to write some tests based on this one and several other common things. So to write Hamcrest test, I'm going to add a package to com.aptkode package called Hamcrest, right? So next I'm going to add a test class called Hamcrest test. So as in earlier test cases, I wrote I'm not going to use particular scenario to cover with the Handcast test, but rather I want to go through several ways we can write assertions in the Hamcrest, right? So to do the first test, I'm going to call it bean property test, right? I'm going to create a person and validate its name using Hamcrest, right? So bean property test. Okay, so I'm going to create a new person, right? And his name is John. Okay, so we have a John person, but I'm going to rename it as a person. Then I'm going to use assert that method, right? This is coming from match assert that, right? So if I look into the parameters we can pass a description, then actual value, then match. So I'm not going to pass a description here, but I'm going to pass the real object, right? Now we can use something called has property matches. What this matcher does is it checks particular property in a bean and assert that, check that with a matcher. So it may be equal to, if it is int or kind of number, we can check it is less than, greater than, and so on, right? So I'm going to import this one, right? I'm going to use this first thing, matches has property, right? So we have two things we can pass here. So I'm going to pass name, which is the property of the person. Now I'm going to use something called is matcher, right? It simply means this is kind of this or equal to this, or else we can use equal to. If it is more meaningful to you or more readable to you, you can use equal. I'm going to use is, right? So I'm going to pass the John here. Okay, so next I'm going to have the test case. So let's run this one. Okay, we have got the test case passed. So if we read this one as a that person, so we can read this as a that person has property name is John. So it's more readable, right? So I'll write this using assert equals, right? So it will be like, I'm going to import that one from the assertions, right? Now we need to pass the expected, and right. So read this one, right? Assert equals John person get no. I think it's not kind of quite readable. So it better than this one. We can say assert that this thing using Hamcrest. So another thing I want to show you that let's look at the error messages when we get the different values, right? It's a mic and run the test. It says assertion failure expected my actual is John, right? So we can write the same failing test cases using Hamcrest and run it. Yeah, expected has property name is Mike, but property name was John, right? So it's more readable. Also, guys, actually you can use there's a another method called described as, where you can format this error message as you wish, right? So I'll add the link to my blog article where we explain about this one, right? So since it will take more time, I'm not going to cover that in this video, right? So let's write some another you know assertions using Hamcast, where you can write readable and very easy matches to different use cases, right? So I'm now has covered the bean property. and let's check this John. The name of the John is having a particular type, right? So to do that, let's write a test case, type test. Okay, so I'm going to copy this one, the person, and let's write the assert that test case where person get name is a string, right? That's what we need to test. So basically we know it's a string, but there are cases where you could get a generic type, and using is a method, is a matcher, you can verify what is the type of person. So sometimes it may be a student, a worker, engineer, whatever. You can test the type of the particular object using is a matcher. Also you can use instance of where it would do the same thing, right? So I'm not going to use the instance of okay, let's have both, right? Okay, so instance of, right, and let's have the test method, and now I think we can run these both tests, and it should get passed, right? So next we can actually check something is in the array, right? So let's do that. Is in array test. Okay, so this is I'm going to create a new integer array, right? um, I'm going to have 5 elements there, and less integers, right? uh, Now assert this. Now I'm going to check that 2 is in the array. So let's write 2 in where you can pass list of elements or array of elements, so integers, right? So simple, right? And also you could use assert that number integers has item in array, right? Also you could pass element any matcher uh, to match this one, has item in array 2, right? Also you could use assert that 2 is one of these numbers, right? So you can use this one of matchup. There you could pass integer is integers, right? So very easy, right? Now if I go to top imports, these all imports are coming from matchers class, where you have a lot of static helper methods of matches you could get into your tests, right? So right, let's now next uh, we test if item is in a collection, right? Is in list test. Okay guys, let's have a list arrays as list 1 2 3 4 5, right? So we can use assert that 2 in same as the previous one, integers. Also you could use assert that 2 actually integers has item, right, has item 2. So this would also will check for item in a list, right? So let's run all the tests, right? And next we can actually do a bound checking with Hamcrest very easily. You don't have to use lower than sign or greater than and equal signs. We could use Hamcrest masters to uh, do the same, right? List has size test. I'm going to write Okay, so let's copy this one actually uh, to get things easier. So I'm now going to test this integers is having a size of 5, right? So integers has size of 5, right? Easy. Okay, so and we can also test that this list is having, and guys also we could test that list is having less than this size or greater than this size, right? So I'm going to do that. Integers has size less than 10, right? So same as we could write greater than and 5, right? Also you can see there are other methods like greater than or equal to kind of methods, and you can use that also to do the assertions, right? So next I'm going to use assert the maps, right? So yeah, I got this guy, it was equal to 5. Okay, greater than or equal to. Okay guys, while this test get run, let's try the map assertions. Okay, so let's test a map has a key, right? Okay, so now I'm going to use a stream to create a map. Stream of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So next I'm going to collect this to a map. Collectors to map, right? So I'm going to have a k string dot value of k, and next I'm going to have v to v, right? So please let me know you if you want this kind of string collection tutorial. I'll create the one for you. Actually there are a lot of tutorials on YouTube, you can have a look also, right? So this will create a map of the string value of the number and number, right? So now I'm going to test that uh, 2 um, is a key of let's 2 is a key of this map, right? So first we pass map, then we have a matcher called has key, right? So let's have 2, right? And this is kind of easy, right? So let's copy this one to do the same for values, right? Map has value test, right? Map has value test will test for has value. You could pass this one, meaning you could pass a matcher to this has value matcher, and you can create a chain of matching things and do the assertion as you want, right? So I'm going to add this. Okay, so now we have covered the collection, array, and map, right? So let's check that a list has value in certain order, right? So let's have a list has item in order, right? So I'm going to create that arrays dot as list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So integers. So let's use assert that integers contains, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay guys, so same as that you can use this to validate that items contain in different order, right, in any order, right? You can use contains in any order, right? Same as that you can use contains in relative order to test in middle of the array list, right, or list. right? Contains in any order. So next I'm going to show you several string matches. I'm not going to write those all those in the video, and I'll push this code to GitHub and you can have a look. Also, you could read our blog post about this one, and it has several list of uh, test cases you can follow along, right? So string test, I'm going to say assert that I'm going to use aptkode.com as the string, and you can use start with to check the arrays string is starting with this one. And also you could use a string starts with ignore case, and same as that you can use ends with ignoring case, and contains, right, contains a string, uh, kind of things, right? So actually there are a lot of string matches you could use in your test, right? And next I'm going to say, let's finish it one in apt, right? So next I'm going to show you some bound checking assertions you could use in the Hamcrest, right? Assert that 2 is greater than, right? Greater than or equal to greater than 1, right? And same as greater than or equal to 2, right? And so on. There are several methods you can use, several matches actually you can use to easily write assertions in your test cases, right? So also there are big decimal, close to matcher, and is not, kind of not matcher, is matcher, kind of things you could use, and you can try out, right? Also those are in our blog post, have a read on there. And you could connect these using and or, like both and either or kind of matches are there, and all of matcher you can pass set of matches, and all should get passed, get should match to in order to pass the test case, right? So on. So I think you have got an idea about how to use Hamcrest in your Junit5 test cases and write readable and declarative test cases. So thanks for watching, guys. Happy coding.